guys, it's just Beck and Chelsea here from the Canberra Spine Centre. So today we're going to be talking with Dr. Chelsea about referred pain in children and some other things we look for in children when they present in their clinic.
Absolutely. So referred pain is a really common thing that even yourself as adults will experience. Something in your low back referring down that leg is it's probably the most common thing that we see. But kids actually struggle a bit more to identify what pain is to a certain age. So they won't actually know where the pain's coming from. They can feel something's uncomfortable till minimum the age of 4, but up to the age of 7 they can still find it really difficult to really localize where that pain is coming from. That can obviously be really difficult when your kid's upset and they can't really explain why or what's happening. And this makes it more difficult when that pain would be referred from somewhere. Absolutely.
We as adults even struggle to identify when we've got sciatic pain that's actually coming from our lower back, but we're feeling it in our legs. So, a younger child who isn't as experienced is not going to know that either. So what are some of the signs and symptoms that we see?
So the really common one is that the hip will often refer to the knee, especially in children. That's the biggest one. When we think about the leg, we've got the 3 joints that are going to be associated when we're walking. So we've got that ankle, the knee, and then the hip as well. So really important that we check all of these things, especially in our kids that can't talk, but even, as I said before, up until the age of 7. So really important that we're assessing all 3 parts of these so we can figure out exactly what's going on for that child in terms of lack of movement. The knee is the joint in the middle of the 3 that are there. So it often takes more of the load if we're having a lack of movement in either that ankle or the hip as well. So that's what can cause more of that irritation and again that referred pain from there.
Now, something I wanted to ask you, something we see so often just in children in everyday settings is the W position and what that means.
Alright, so it can be a really comfortable position for kids to sit into. It's where, I'm sure Beck will attach a picture or something, but it's where their knees come forward at the front and then their feet poke out either side of their bottom. So it creates a bit of a W shape with their legs, hence the W sitting. What it does, it actually puts more force through the front of the hip and forces their hip to be more comfortable into that position. So it creates what we call internal rotation of the hip, which causes that leg to go outwards because it's rotated on that angle. And over time, that can actually cause what we call in-toeing down at the foot, which is a really common thing that we want to avoid in kids. Ongoing, because it will affect your walking and running for a more permanent type situation.
Now, if someone had concerns that their child was facing referred pain at the moment or had noticed the W positioning, what would you say is their next step?
So definitely coming in for a check would be ideal. In-toeing can be very normal in children up to a certain age, and that's something we would explain and go through. But we want to make sure that there's flexibility within those joints so it can naturally come out of that position, and that examination would allow us to do that there.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for explaining all of that to us. I will put a photo of the W position down below as well as Dr. Chelsea's article from this month, and stay tuned because we've also got some more articles coming on referred pain.
Enjoy.
Bye guys.